When the last 30 minutes of the movie started, my thought was, this better be over soon because I got to go to the bathroom. But actually, it was an interesting screening because people were fairly subdued in the early part of it, and then they were sort of warming up on this kind of log curve. And by the time we got to the last half hour, they were cheering, clapping. And
I think they're subdued because the pace of it is so relentless.
Did you cry at the end?
I shared pain with 3,000 people.
I shared the pain because I was sitting next to him, listening to him blubber.
Right before we shot Titanic, I wrote the first draft of Avatar. Then we went off and did Titanic and got sort of distracted by that for a couple of years because I'd been thinking about this stuff for the prior sort of 30 years. So when I sat down to write, you know, my big foreign alien planet movie, it just all came spilling out. It was just all imagery that I've been thinking about since high school.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
You should see your faces.
We have an indigenous population called the Na'vi. They are very hard to kill.
What was hard for me was speaking English with a Na'vi accent. I became very fluent at the time with Na'vi.
At the time.
To become Aronyu, hunter, you must choose your own Ikran, and he must choose you.
You showed up for some additional shooting, like, I don't know, a year later, and you just went right back into that accent instantly.
You did beat me with a stick for 6 months for me to understand it.
It was not really a stick.
It was more like a metal.
It was a cattle prod.
That just gives the wrong impression, okay?
Letiri calls me scown. It means moron.
We were learning archery and horseback riding without a saddle, and you were
Na'vi.
shooting.
Give us some
But the Na'vi,
come on, give it up.
Werut Owalivu was, forgive me, brother. See?
Navi.
Nari.
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 I must admit, every now and then I would cheat. Because the grey soundstage, the infrared cameras sometimes don't pick up bits of paper. So I would have my lines strategically placed or on big boards, because Jake's learning the language as he went along, so I didn't go to Na'vi 101 basic training. And I have enough trouble with English. Let alone American on top of that, and let alone a Na'vi.
My favorite moment with the Na'vi was I had to change a word from a well of souls to tree of souls, and the dialect coach was on the side correcting my Na'vi. Jim had told me something else, and finally Jim said, you know, I made up this language. I want her to say it that way. It's my language.
Excuse me. I might have to pull rank on this. It's a made-up bull language. It can be whatever we want. Let's not take this too seriously. See, this was the bait and switch that I always did with all the designers. It's like I'd take them down this road to extreme precision, like if this bone and this muscle were here, then wouldn't this have to be like that? And they'd go farther and farther out on the limb, and then finally I'd just stop and I'd go, wait a minute, there's floating mountains on this planet. We can do whatever the hell we want.
My family hasn't seen it. I think they'll be quite surprised to see that I'm now even taller, bluer, but essentially the same with big yellow eyes and a...
No, it's all fun for you, but it's very difficult for me when my children say, Daddy, where's your avatar? And I ain't got no avatar.